5 minutes for the next 50 years of your entrepreneurial life. A house is an asset? Do you think a house is an asset? Now, I'm not sure about that. If you read the book of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki says a house is a liability and it's not an asset. And I believe that a house is an asset or a liability, and it depends on what you do with your house. So I have my primary home. I have a house. And yes, it is a liability because it takes money every day from my pocket, and I have to pay my electric, I have to pay property taxes, I have to pay water, sewer, garbage, I have to have maintenance of the home. When something breaks, I do not call a landlord, I call myself, I call a contractor to fix it for me. So that's what a liability is. It takes some money out of your pocket. So for me, a house can be an asset or it can be a liability. It depends on how you use it. So yes, a house is a liability because there are daily expenses to keep and maintain your home. Now, a house can be an asset if you use it correctly. When you have been living in your home for several years, you build up equity in your home. You know what equity is? That's money just sitting in your home and not doing anything. So when you have that equity in your home, you can take it out. You can use that equity and deploy it to an asset. What I do, I take out my equity from my home and I use it to buy another asset. What is an asset? An asset is money that puts income that puts money into your pocket. Asset is something that puts money into your pocket. So an asset for me is an apartment. So I use my equity in my home and I buy an asset. So when I do that, I use the home, which is now an asset for me, to buy another asset. So you can see, it depends on how you use it, on how you use your home. Yes, your home is an asset and your home is a liability. But if you are not educated about it, if you do not have enough knowledge, your home, yes, it is an asset, but it can be deadly as well. Because why? I've seen people use their equity in their home and buy other things. They go on expensive trips, they go on vacations, or they put it into a garage or a shed. They use that money to buy a liability instead of buying an asset. So in the beginning, I know we love to have luxury. I know we want the great things in life. But I would delay the gratification of having those because it's only the beginning, right, where it's harder, where we have to sacrifice for the long-term gain, for the end result. And that is to have all those once we have sufficient asset to be able to afford those nicer things, to be able to afford those extravagant things. So what I do, I use my home, the asset, to buy another asset. And I make the money work harder for me to buy another asset. And that asset is working harder for me and making more drips of money, more drips of income going into my pocket. So you see, knowledge is important. And what's more important is deploying the right knowledge at the right time. So, is your house an asset or is your house a liability? Hopefully, this message resonates with you. If it did touch your heart, tag a friend. Tag a friend in the comment section below. Hopefully, that friend would hear my message and would find the house could be an asset or it could be a liability. It depends on how you use the house. A liability or an asset? Follow me on the next video.